Salut, Pascal Moscato here. Welcome back into the Getting Ready series, a series to make ourselves more efficient by setting the bases the right way. In today's video, we're gonna have a quick tour of the best actions I found in the keyboard mapping file. I'm gonna show you exactly what they do via a quick demo. And chances are you had no idea those actions existed. And if so, well, it's a good refresh. So let's jump into it. So today, to help me, I have prepared a little document that highlights the action I want to show you. So let's start with paste special. To do so, I'm gonna go into primitive. I'm gonna put a cube right here and a sphere. Then I'm gonna select translation, rotation, scale. I'm gonna quickly animate this cube right here. Scale it down. Rotation. Okay, just like that. Perfect. So now I'm gonna hit Control C, copy, and I'm gonna hit Control B for paste special. And here I have all of the options. I can use translation, rotation, scaling, and this is gonna be pasting the animation track that I want. So I'm gonna paste only translation. And here we go. Here you can see only translation. Go to start, go to end, pretty straightforward. It just move the cursor at the beginning or at the end of the take. Regarding transport frame all, transport frame take, this is a little bit more complex. I'm gonna drop two cube, one that will be animated from 0 to 30, and the other one from 30 to 60. If now I hit Control Shift A, what's gonna happen is frame my timeline to all of the animation that is in the scene. So those together until frame 60, so from 0 to 60. Now if I hit Control Shift F, I need to have the key selected. Control Shift F will frame my selection, and if I hit it back, it's gonna reset to the previous one. Hierarchy goes up, down, left, right. Again, I'm gonna drop some cube, open this, duplicate, so this one will be a child of this one. If I select an object, press Alt and drop it, I can parent it super easily. And I'm gonna copy this one right here this way, and another one like this. This is to represent the hierarchy. Okay, so I have the parent here. This one is a children, it has this children, etc. So from here I can use Alt up to go up, down, right, down, down. Super easy to navigate. But now the structure is pretty simple. With the more complex symbol like a skeleton, it's less instinctive, but you have to get used to up, what up means, what down means, what left and right means. A quick look at Add Zero key. You probably already know that if you're using layers. Same button, but with Shift and K. Also, just a quick notice that maybe you were not aware of that, but if you have a hierarchy like this and you press 0, it's gonna snap it back to 0, 0 with everything you have here. Translation, rotation, scale, translation, rotation only, scale only, etc. A very useful action when you have a big scene is find model by name. For example, if I hit Shift N, I'm gonna be prompted with this window right here. I just have to write the exact name of the object, hit OK, and it's gonna select for me the object. Character FullBody. To show you this, I'm gonna import this guy, create a control rig. So character FullBody is simply this. When you can key your character in FullBody. Bodypart is when you simply key the body part, a green key, and selection is, as you know, it's a regular key. And those shortcuts that you can put right here will simply select those for you. Cycle here will simply cycle through that list of 3. Okay. Full body key, body part key, selection key, pretty straightforward. If you don't want to change to the full body mode to put a full body key, well, you can use a shortcut to specifically put keys on body part, selection, full body. Camera reset view, very useful when you start to lose control of your camera for some reason. It's simply Alt and Home, and it's gonna reset the view to the default position and rotation. In case you were not aware, there is a full screen in MotionBuilder. I don't recommend it, at least in the version I'm using. It's messing up OpenGL for some reason. Test it in your MotionBuilder. Let's see if it works. But in my case, it doesn't. So I am not gonna show you what happened. Manipulator toggle mode, very useful thing. So by default, translation is, for example, use manipulator. So that means you have to select right here all of the manipulation you want to do. But if you press F3, now it has changed to pick object and drag. So that means anywhere in the scene, I just pick and drag my object. If I press F3 again, it says translation, left means X, middle is Y, and R is Z. So as you can see, I'm clicking on left right now, middle right now, and Z right now on the right. Let's have a look at ruler. Ruler is this tool that you can use to have the distance between 2 points. You can use the shortcut Ctrl-Shift-R to activate this. You can only have one ruler at the time. If I hit Ctrl-Shift-R again, it's gonna be resetting the previous one. If you want to keep it, you can select this and hit Save as Dimension. So it's Ctrl-Shift-D, and now you have a spline created for you right here, and you have the length of the curve right here. You also have a few settings. If you want, you can hide the length and all of that, and also you can choose the unit, for example, centimeter. A cool thing that I discovered recently about this is you can put a cube. I'm gonna copy paste this cube right here, and when you start a ruler, if I press left click and hold it, you can see it's gonna be it's gonna match the surface of the cube, and you can match it to another surface like this one right here. So now when I'm moving this cube, it's moving the ruler too. Another cool thing is, once you've got that, transform it into a curve, and you can edit that curve right here like this, and for example like this, and it's gonna try to match this as you're moving it. And the length of the curve is the actual length with the curve right here. For copy character and impose, I'll need the character with the control rig, and I'm gonna quickly do a pose like this. Select full body and hit Ctrl F12. Then I'm gonna create a new take and reset it back, and now if I hit Alt F12, I can paste this pose to this character. So it's an easier way to, if you want to, the beginning of your take and the ending of your take to loop for 12 takes, well, it could be an easier way than having to copy and paste from here. FCurve insert key. I'm gonna drop a cube, animate it quickly, and now I'm gonna go into the X track and Alt I. You can also use by holding I button and mouse click and drag, you can put it where you want. You also have pick GoTo. That's when you hold Control Shift and click in your timeline. It also works into the FCurve editor. It's easier to go to a specific place in your animation. You can also use jog. Jog is when you hold G and left click and drag on the left side, or on the right side it's gonna rewind, on the right side it's gonna play forward. And the more you drag, the faster it's gonna go. Finally, drag and drop. I've shown that. I've shown you that just a little bit earlier. Select an object. You can Alt drag to another object. You can align it. You can parent it. All right. So the last page. I'll be creating a few cubes. I will create a group with those two right here. And if you press and hold J and click on the object that is part of a group, it's gonna select the whole group. If I press J and hit here, nothing happened. Now let's look at those four last one. I'm gonna create a hierarchy right here. And this is gonna be the children of this one. Okay. If I press space and right click, it's gonna select the hierarchy starting from where you've pressed. Okay, like this, like this. If I hit Control Shift plus right click, it's gonna select the whole hierarchy no matter where I click. If I hold Control and right click, it's gonna select the root of the hierarchy. Okay, and if I hold Shift and right click, it's gonna select again the whole hierarchy, but until where you have clicked. So for example here, it doesn't select this one right here compared to Control Shift. And so that's it for today's video. I hope you've learned something. If so, please consider leaving a thumbs up, sharing with a friend, and do not hesitate to ask questions and leave comments. And I will see you in the next one. Bye bye, à la prochaine.